critics who are saying that you're being light on the fascist message recently.
Oh, I tell my critics, shut up. You're a fascist. No, so I do appreciate that because I understand the desire, but like I'm very big on, and I know it's annoying, but specificity and nuance. And I think if you cry fascism at every administrative overreach, even the ones that are constitutionally okay, you will find yourself out of fascism bullets when the...
You should call administrative overreaches fascistic only if they are fascistic. It just so happens that a lot of them these days are being very fascistic. As for the specificity claim, yeah, I think fascism is not that specific of a word, but I think as applied to government, if we're talking about like in the government context, not so much the politician context of like fascist rhetoric, but fascist action, then we have a little more specificity there. That the way that the government is doing this is fascistic, it's disregarding separation of powers, it's disregarding norms and institutions, and it's government overreach, basically. The president is abusing his executive powers to crush the administrative state or to do this or that is an overreach that is unconstitutional.
Time really comes to remind people of, because you will, I think what the media has done over the last 10 years is cry wolf to the point where they numbed everybody. It was an anesthetic and it got...
I sort of agree. He's not entirely wrong. But to be fair to the media and to the Democrats, just because there's not a wolf there at one point doesn't mean that wolves don't exist. Just because you cried wolf too much doesn't mean that a wolf will never be there. And you know what? Trump in 2016, his campaign, for all of its flaws, it probably didn't seem fascistic. Trump in 2020, I think there's a better argument that it was fascistic. I didn't really use that word back then. Trump in 2024 and 2025, on the other hand, I mean, referring to political opponents as vermin, referring to immigrants as animals, saying they're poisoning the blood of the country, saying we need to use the American military on the enemy from within. I mean, that is just straight up fascistic. Quoting Napoleon Bonaparte, basically saying that he doesn't break any laws because he's saving the country. Trump thinks he's saving the country, and he who saves his country violates no laws. I mean, how am I supposed to interpret that other than fascistic, other than, hey, I'm above the law? Elon Musk, of course, you know, colluding with Trump. And that's one of the tenets of fascism is politics and corporations, politics and big business colluding together to further their interests. And the richest man on earth is colluding with this billionaire president. He let the richest man on earth into the treasury, something that's not his job. He's not elected. So yeah, I don't think it's unfair to call the Trump administration fascistic right now.
Not to where, what was the thing they litigated throughout this campaign? He's a fascist, he's a terrible person. Democracy is on the ballot. Guess what lost? At the ballot. If you told us democracy is on the ballot, well, democracy got its ass kicked by a majority vote. So I'm very cautious about when to know, like, yeah, hopefully I won't do it the night after Kristallnacht. I'll get it, like, but it's like, when do you put your dog down? Like, it's one of those things, like, you're not quite sure. But I do understand how annoying that is.
Now, to be fair, there's evidence that voter suppression actually suppressed votes that would have gone to Kamala Harris. So in that case, democracy did not get its ass kicked because Kamala Harris actually won the popular vote. Greg Palast has got some data on that. I don't know how much we can trust it, but it's out there as a theory. So, yeah, I sort of see where he's coming from, though. I think Jon Stewart has a point here. Just don't run the word fascist into the ground. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying it, but at the same time, don't necessarily campaign on it. Did Joe Biden win in 2020 by calling Trump a fascist? I don't recall Biden calling Trump a fascist at all in 2020. Same with Obama toward Romney in 2012 or Obama toward McCain in 2008. That just didn't happen. At the same time, facts are facts. If Trump acts like a fascist, you are entitled to point out that he is being a fascist. That's the simple way that the world works. Just as if Trump murdered someone, it would be okay to call him a murderer, even if that would not help the Democrats win the election. I hope that clarification makes sense. Let me know what you think about this Jon Stewart comment below in the comments. As always, like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the Morris the Merrier, and I look forward to speaking to you in my next video.